Groups are taking their fight to Sandton in Johannesburg and are hoping to shut down the area on Friday. They aim to highlight government's slow pace in addressing issues. Women's Rights Coordinator for Action Aid South Africa, Lindelwa Nxumalo, joins us now in studio for more. Thanks very much for coming in, Lindelwa.
Awesome.
It's such an important kind of stand to take, just because, as you say, real action has been so slow. Tell us about what you're planning for Friday.
Well, Friday, it is a peaceful protest, and we are calling out to women from across Johannesburg. We are wanting to shut Sandton down. You'll see on our flyer it says 3 a.m. The idea is that we start right from the morning before people come in, but we're welcoming women to come, throughout the day. We'll be there from 3 in the morning up until probably late morning, afternoon. The idea is to present a memorandum to the president of the JSE, and within there, just really listing the ways in which business or the private sector, have been silent on this issue, and the silence has been quite deafening given their influence in our country and in our economy. Secondly, also that they're not exempt even from gender-based violence. As we know, sexual harassment in workplaces in the country is absolutely rife, and the way in which it continues to be addressed leaves women, still unprotected and unsupported.
So you're calling on women only? Is this a women's only silent protest?
No, we're calling on supporters of gender-based violence as well. So men are welcome, but of course we always start with women because we are the ones who are bearing the brunt at the forefront, the ones who know exactly how this issue affects us and other women as well. So we use women with an X, as you'll see in our statement, which speaks to also gender non-conforming people, LGBTI communities and peoples as well, because the idea is that we're talking about people who are most vulnerable and most affected by gender-based violence.
And I mean, that's such an important discussion. In fact, there have been so many calls, in fact, for a national stay away of women in the country, so that society awakens more to the contribution and the importance that women play, not only in the workplace, but around the country, but particularly in the workplace. I mean, there was an article, in fact, on LinkedIn, and we're hoping to speak to the author on that article tomorrow, but on what it's been like for women after this past week and just in the wake of our staggering femicide rates to continue as normal in the workplace.
I mean, what you're saying just reminds me of, the president's response when he said that this is a crisis of epic proportions, and then the day just ticked over. There's something contradictory about what we say and what we actually are seeing in reality. When more than 50% of your population is saying that we're in trouble, we are under attack.
No, they're not just saying they're in trouble. We are in 100%. Trouble. Close to 4,000 women killed just last year.
Yeah, and I think the statistics now says 1 every 4 hours a woman is killed. How many women is that a day? I think we want the country to stand still because it's not okay. Business itself still relies on women. It relies on black women. It relies on us to take over, to function. It relies on people to be able to do care work in order for it to continue. There are people who are women who are within the institutions as well, who still struggle and face a lot of discrimination with glass ceilings, etc., etc. And so, the question isn't why are we going? So people are like, why are you going to Sandton? Why are you going to the JSE? The question is that why haven't we done it sooner? Because making that link, makes it important for us to realize that it's everybody within our society that has a role to play. And including business itself.
And I mean, the importance of the JSE as a location, just given that 40% of households in South Africa are headed by women, that's beside the fact that you're going to earn less than any man in any given position. Absolutely. But in terms of the conversations you've had just in your organization, in your circle, about what we've all been talking about perhaps to our own friends and family, this idea of us living in constant fear, what do those conversations look like?
People are tired. People are tired. There is something exhausting about living in constant fear, because you're absolutely right. What we're calling for isn't something absolutely outside of reality. It is something enshrined in our very constitution. The Bill of Rights in Chapter 2 talks about, you know, the right to live free from violence. It is something that is so visceral and pervasive that we've taken it for granted because violence is so normalized. We hear about somebody got raped, somebody got kidnapped. You know, we tick over. And, you know, people are exhausted. Women are tired. We are mobilizing in the streets, and women are saying, will this make a difference? Because people are tired. But, you know, that doesn't stop us from saying we can't stop. We can't stop saying this is not okay. We can't stop fighting for and demanding the right to live free from violence in our homes, in our schools, in our communities, in our religious institutions and places of worship. I think what the last couple of years has brought forth, and I think it is the rise of probably social media and people just taking to those streets, we've seen that the scourge is everywhere. You know, you can't go to a church, you can't go to a place of worship, you can't go to work, you can't go to school.
You can't live in your own home.
You can't live in your own home. You can't go you can't go to the post office.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't.
All of your movements are governed by
governed.
Am I Safe
Absolutely.
doing this? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So 3 a.m. Friday morning, and it's outside the JSE?
Yes, it's 3 a.m., but women are welcome to come, you know, throughout the morning. We'll be out there. We'll be continuing to take up the call that many before us have done. The hashtag is hashtag shutdown Sandton, hashtag I will not be next. So yeah, please join us and invite your listeners as well to join us.
Well, the invitation is out there, 3 a.m. outside the JSE. We're trying to, according to Lindelwa Khumalo, shut down Sandton, send out a strong message of women just staying away, women gathering in one place. Just